We're taking your calls right now at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
If you can disconnect emotionally, it's really quite sad. In his own way, he's reaching out for a friend.
Not that you should feel sorry for him, though. His kind should be destroyed.
And now, from the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
All right, welcome to Online Tonight on this lovely Sunday. Can you believe it's only like 11 days left until Christmas? And I believe Hanukkah started tonight, so happy holidays to everyone, regardless of how you're celebrating. I am Max Smart. This is episode number 2093 of Online Tonight, where we talk about tech, pop culture, and more. And more can be pretty much anything but politics. So think theme parks, food, pets, movies, video games, things like that. 3D printers. Coming up this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak, our Bookmark This, who's making the big tech deals, and which one of them is also at the top of the box office. We've got some box office news at the end of the hour. And we have our review of Wake Up Dead Man, which is one of those Knives Out series. This makes their third one, I think. But more importantly, I want you to think of me as your free tech support. I want to make your life easier when it comes to the technology that you're dealing with every day. And I love answering your questions and trying to solve these problems together. And the best way to get in to the show is using our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system, using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546 is the toll-free telephone number. I like this method the absolute best way. It only works while we're live, by the way. But I always have questions and comments and suggestions as we go along. If you use the other methods, I have to make assumptions. But you are welcome to use those other methods, like email, show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. And I also have a text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving a voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness. Again, that number, 951-395-1017. Before we jump in, Miss Victoria is producing the show. She's answering your calls, checking for your messages on all the different platforms. This portion of the show is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Football season is in full swing, and with Paramount Plus, you can live stream all of the NFL games that are airing on your local CBS station. This month, they've even got doubleheaders. Today and on the 21st, the 14th and the 21st. Find out all Paramount has to offer at onlinetonight.com/stream, onlinetonight.com/stream. Also, the show is brought to you by my new line of pirate t-shirts. For our visual audience, you can see I'm holding up my Hang the Code t-shirt. We have a lot of different merch that will be going up over time. Tote bags, mugs, hats, maybe a clock, of course, t-shirts, and you can find that at onlinetonight.com/store, onlinetonight.com/store. It might be down momentarily because I know they're updating the shipping policy. We're discussing free shipping versus paid shipping, so there may be a small delay on that order, if it even lets you go through the cart. So just keep that in mind. Just keep trying is all I ask. And a portion of the sales go to charity of my liking. Did I mention this is episode number 2093? And the year is almost over. Let's jump into a little bit of tech news. Google, rumor has it that Google is planning on releasing 2 AI-powered smart glasses next year, 2026. Both of the glasses will have their Gemini for voice-based, screen-free assistance. The first model will have a speaker and microphone and a camera for photos and real-time AI help, like what is this plant? What is this pair of shoes? Things like that. I believe that's kind of where they're headed with that. The second model adds an in-lens display for directions, live translation, and other visual information. The glasses connect to a smartphone, which handles most of the processing. You'll be able to run Android XR, which is their wearable platform. They are partnering with Samsung primarily on the development. So they haven't really reached out to like Ray-Bans and people like that. I mean, they are working with design partners like, Warby Parker and Gentle Monster. Google says the glasses will be stylish, lightweight, and you can wear them all day. So they're not going to be overly heavy. That's what lightweight means. Products will compete against Meta Ray-Bans, and Apple's had rumored glasses for a long time, and there's really not much to say about that until Apple tells us about it. A lot of rumors on that for years. Meta already has AI glasses, including models with in-lens displays. What people fail to remember is that Google had a product called Google Glass. And in my state, they were outlawed. You weren't allowed to wear them while you were driving. So it's going to be very interesting to see what technologies came from Google Glass and are now being brought into their smart glasses. I feel like it's so possibly a repackaging of a lot of that, and they don't need the projector thing anymore. You know, the technology's there with X-Reel's had it for a long time, and even TCL has come out with glasses, of course, Ray-Bans, where they have these kind of displays within the normal lens. So that'll be very interesting. Have you ever stressed about moving from, say, an Android phone to an iPhone, or vice versa, an iPhone to an Android phone? Apple made it easy back in the day when you were going from a PC to a Macintosh. And people have said, why are there not a good conversion or a migration utility? Well, Apple and Google have decided to collaborate on making it easier for smartphone users to move from one platform to the other. The new Android Canary, which is they always have funny names like ice cream and stuff like that, already simplifies the data transfer between the phones. But Apple plans to add the same functionality in an upcoming version of iOS 26. So they have been working together to make this a little easier for people who want to move from one platform to the other. The new system may replace Apple's Move iOS app. And then Google has this thing called Android Switch. But they're going to work together to create an app that's going to make your life a little bit easier. The data transfer will be offered directly during new device setup. The collaboration will support more data types than the current transfer tools. So maybe it'll even have messaging history and things like that, other settings that don't get moved over. The effort is partly driven by global regulation pressure over platform lock-in. So maybe this will appease some of the courts in other countries like India and the UK. Well, not the UK, but EU. So they want to make it easier to switch, and it will help them with maybe attracting new customers or companies, and also help keep the legal people off of their butts, so to speak. The big news in AI this week was both regarding Disney, and I'm going to try to jump into these real quick for you while there's still a minute left. Disney has signed a 3-year licensing deal with OpenAI valued at $1 billion. They're going to give, this is what's confusing. They're going to give OpenAI $1 billion so that they can add 200 Disney characters to Sora. And this includes Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars characters. The deal does not include the actor voices or the likeness. So it'll be interesting to see how Luke Skywalker is going to appear as an example, or Obi-Wan Kenobi, because when we look at them, we see the actors, but not the cartoon version. So maybe, you know, they're going to take like, well, they didn't use, did they use Hamill in Mandalorian and then de-age him? I don't know.
I think so.
Okay. So that'll be interesting. The announcement has drawn criticism from Fair Play, which is a children's advocate. There's two main reasons. One, Disney knows that people are going to use their likeness. Two, Disney can control the things that you generate. So you can't like make adult content or have the characters curse or say something that would be inappropriate for the youth. and they're going to get a revenue share of some kind. I don't know how that's going to work. Disney has also said they're going to make a channel or a portion of Disney Plus to show off some of the user-created content. Of course, they're going to want to make sure those are all G or PG rated, right? And you're going to start seeing those characters show up within OpenAI Sora in 2026. Like a couple hours later, Disney turned around and sued Google for not licensing their stuff. So now they're suing Google to keep them from doing the same thing that they just allowed OpenAI to do. What do you think of it? 1-800-39-ONLINE.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and, of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Online
All right, this Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it into plain English right before your very ears, is batch file. Batch file. Do you know what that is? Well, you're about to find out. This portion of the show is powered by Anchor. I'm so excited that Anchor has launched their new Nano wireless car charger. That means that you have your phone attached to probably your dashboard or the windshield of your car, and it is held securely right in view. And it uses the new 2IQ certified 15-watt wireless charging pad. Plus, the charging pad comes off. You can take it with you. And the holder rotates 360 degrees. It tilts 45 degrees, etc. So you can have the most comfortable viewing angle. But you want to be safe. You only want to really use it for maps and then use the voice assistant. Don't, try to watch something or play a game while you're driving. That's not safe. We want you to be safe out there, and this car mount will help you do that. Check out all the Anchor products at onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/ANKER. Now, batch file. A batch file is a kind of script, file that contains a list of programmatic commands and instructions, usually on Windows-based machines. It's why they're called .bat. On Linux and other things, we might have a Python script or maybe something in Ruby. And Mac OS, you might use AppleScript, things like that. But this is more Windows-based. When a user runs a batch file, it automatically executes each command in the script line after line in sequence, or also known as linear. There's no real go-to. You can still have conditionals, but you can't go from line 16 back up to line 3 usually. Windows users and system admins often use batch files to automate repetitive tasks instead of having to perform each step manually, like backing up a series of folders or maybe renaming a large set of files. When you run a batch file, a command interpreter reads it line by line, carrying out each command in order. Batch files come in two formats. Old MS-DOS versions for Windows, like Windows 95 and 98, use batch files that have a .bat extension. NT-based systems, like Windows 2000 and all the newer ones, use batch files with the .cmd or command extension. Both BAT and CMD are basically plain text files that you can create with any text editor, like Notepad or Word. What is it? Word. Let's see. Do I have that on this machine?
WordPad?
Is that what it's called? WordPad? Let's see. WordPad. Yeah, WordPad. Thank you. Batch files can contain commands that modify important system settings or even create security holes, so you should never really run an unknown batch file when you receive it from an untrusted source. But what's nice is that you can see what's kind of going on. So if you're smart enough, you can say, oh, this is dangerous. So there you go. That is this hour's Geek Speak batch file. Batch file.
Online Tonight.
I moved my buttons, so I couldn't find it. The phone lines are open, so call our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546 is the toll-free telephone number. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram, X. I use the same account name on both platforms, at Max Smart Radio, at Max Smart Radio. Victoria?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
It's Sunday.
It's almost Christmas.
I know. There's a lot going on.
Yep. We have a listener question. This is an email from Bargain Hunter in Boston.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Max. I've been seeing a lot of really good deals online, like on eBay especially, for some hot tech items at lower than usual prices. How can I tell if it's a scam or not? Have you ever fallen for something like this where either the product didn't show up or it wasn't what you expected?
Okay. I mean, if you've spent any time on eBay, you're going to get struck with this at least once, if not more than one time. The current trend, by the way, is GPU purchases. People are putting in rocks and bricks so that it weighs about the same, and you're not actually getting anything usable, unless, of course, you have a rock garden in the backyard or or you like to build things out of the bricks that you get from eBay. The beautiful thing about eBay is they have eBay protection program. So you can actually say this seller just totally scammed me. And you can have some recourse. Unlike some of the other services like the OfferUp or some of these other things where they will ship you something, you can't really go back to OfferUp or places like that and say, hey, I got scammed. eBay's really good. They're worried about their reputation. They have helped me out a bunch of times. I have one of the biggest scams, by the way, on eBay, you got to watch carefully, is sometimes they'll say things like the box of an iPad, a box of this graphics card, the box of, and it'll be $100 for the box. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's a great deal. And you literally get what they promised you. You got to read the descriptions very carefully and then use a credit card that you have a bank with, that you can go to the bank and say, I was fraudulently charged for this money. But you always have the eBay buyer protection program, which is fantastic. It's saved me a bunch of times on things that I bought. But the FBI is, of course, warning that there are more scams going on this year. There's the old thing, right? And my dad said this to me when I was, 10, back in the day, before the internet. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. And that still applies now. So use your common sense. A $199 pair of AirPods that are selling for $30 on eBay are not real Apple AirPods. They're fakes, and they don't have all the features. They might last, a month. They're going to look a lot like it. The box even says Apple on it, but they're clearly forgeries. Nobody's going to sell a $200 pair of anything for $30. I mean, unless they lifted it out of the back of a pickup truck. And then you have other, maybe you have a moral compass that says, I probably shouldn't do that. So these really, really low prices on things that are usually never on sale or high end are either complete fakes or they've been boosted. And you want to also kind of take the reviews with a grain of salt. But I think you really just kind of have to do your due diligence, really feel what it is in your body. Like, is this probably not real? I think your instincts are right. But if you go through the eBay, you've got the buyer protection. And work with the seller first. Like, these are clearly forgeries. I want you to give me my money back. I'll send these back to you. Or I'm going to report you to the eBay. You'd be surprised how quickly somebody's going to help you out there. So hopefully that helped, Bargain Hunter. If you want to drop me an email, like Bargain Hunter did, show@onlinetonight.com. Stay tuned.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. SAMERIAN Collection.ETSY.com. Sumerian Collection.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to. So make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf.
Ooh! What about the tiny dog? Cat. Owl. Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale.
Whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Out here, in the middle of all these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. And sometimes, that's how it feels when you're going through tough times. Stress builds up, you have trouble sleeping, maybe your mind is racing and you just don't feel like yourself. So what do? We get help. Lots of people are struggling with their mental health. It's more common than you think. The good news is, there are people in our community who are here for us when times are tough. Sometimes, just talking to someone can make all the difference in the world, so we don't feel so alone. One thing you can do is visit loveyourmindtoday.org for simple steps you can take to find the right solution for you. Whether it's hearing stories about what other people are going through, or finding the resources we need to navigate the stresses in our lives. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
Looking around for the phone number, it's 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
You probably spent hours sifting through endless website garbage to get here, so you might be interested in hearing our top 5 reasons why the internet sucks.
I would say scams are probably on the top of my list of why the internet may not be great. By the way, this is Online Tonight. My name is Max. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, which is 1-800-39-ONLINE. You can also reach out via email or our text voicemail number. The email address, show@onlinetonight.com, and the text voicemail number is 951-395-1017. And before we jump into our movie review, I just want to quickly mention how cool I think the Govee Neon Rope Light 2 is. It looks just like a neon sign, especially if you're a couple feet away. It's incredibly shapeable. It's a neon light strip, so it uses LEDs, a lot less energy, no weird gas, especially if the glass tube breaks. It comes with the clips to create the angles and the corners that you want. It comes in 2 sizes, 10 foot and 16.4. So that's pretty cool. Now, hopefully you're listening to us live, because if you get to the website I'm about to give you, by tomorrow, December 15th, they've got this Merry Moments Make It Glow sale. You can save up to 50% off. And you want to learn about all the Govee products by using our website, onlinetonight.com/Govee, onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. Where are you?
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater, and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I am Max.
And I'm Victoria.
And we want to share with you our thoughts on the movie that we saw. Was this in the theaters at all, or just Netflix straight?
Just Netflix.
Okay. It's called Wake Up, Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, rated PG-13 on Netflix. This will make their 3rd one. I remember the first one. I don't remember that much about the second one. And I remember a lot about the 3rd one because we just saw it. All right, who's in it?
I would hope so.
Yeah. Miss Victoria, who's in it?
Okay, of course, Daniel Craig is back in his role as Benoit Blanc, who is the detective who comes in from the outside. He's not part of the community of any of the areas where he's solved these mysteries.
Do you think, sorry.
Go ahead.
Do you think that remember the White House mystery with that lady?
Yeah.
Who was like a bird watcher? What is it called when you're a bird watcher? Not an nemendistis. That's a coin collector.
Ornithologist?
Huh?
Ornithologist?
Ornithologist. Do you think they copied the Knives Out? Because didn't it come first? And they just decided to, change it around. She's like an independent detective, consultant.
Mm-hmm.
And they go and they help people.
I wouldn't say they copied Knives Out, no.
Okay.
It's, it's a genre that's very popular right now, especially with the true crime, podcasts and...
But doesn't that French guy actually work for, like, the police department? With the guy with the funny mustache, like your dad's mustache?
Hercule Poirot?
Hercule Poirot, that guy?
He's an inspector, yes, so I think he is a member
like
of
Inspector Crusoe from the Pink Panther. All right, back to Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out mystery, rated PG-13 on Netflix.
Okay. So it's a star-studded cast, as it always is. And this is really kind of reminiscent for me of some of the Agatha Christie movies that were made from books, where they have an incredible cast of people, and everybody is a suspect. So this is kind of similar. And in this one, we have that one of the very, very main characters is Josh O'Connor, who he plays Father Judd. And he's kind of in almost all the scenes. Mm-hmm. Then we have Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Thomas Hayden Church, and Jeffrey Wright.
Wait, did I miss the guy with the bow and arrow? Did you say Jeremy?
I said Jeremy Renner.
Oh, it went by so fast I blacked out. Probably because I was thinking to myself, why did you give the lady who was not in as many scenes as Brolin? Brolin was in more scenes. I thought you were kind of doing it based on number of minutes in the script.
I'm doing it based on a list that I see in front of me.
That's perfect. I get you.
Okay.
All right. So in no particular order.
Right.
What's the premise?
So obviously this is a murder mystery.
You want me to say?
Yeah, why don't you give us the premise?
All right. So the younger priest is sent to this, it's in New York, sent to a parish in New York. That's the name, right? Because I'm not Catholic. Something of what is the name of the church, real quick?
Our Lady of Perpetual Fortitude.
Fortitude, yes. So He goes there because the flock or the people are shrinking, and he wants to see, they want him to kind of go there and not really spy on the guy, but kind of, learn the ropes and be under his tutelage and try to understand why people are leaving the church. And the priest that's there now, he likes to be called what?
Monsignor.
He likes to be called Monsignor Wicks. And he is a very harsh person. He feels that the church has been too weak and that God wants him to be a warrior. So he's harsh on people. Like, you're a sinner and you got to do this. And he makes fun of people who have children out of wedlock. And he's very harsh. He feels that he needs to be strong and really push people to God, as opposed to what the younger priest is, which is try to help guide them to find, the beauty that God is, right? So there's a lot of religious elements in this. If you're not comfortable with it, don't watch it. But the mystery is really good. There's some, and then the Monsignor guy dies. Now, does he die because of this, or was he murdered? I mean, it's a Knives Out mystery, so there's a knife involved, and there's dead people involved, and so, you're going to come to certain conclusions. What I liked about it was it had a small twist. Not as much as the twist in the movie Next Hour. Don't worry about that. But it had an interesting little small twist. The beauty of the way they do this is kind of like After Party, kind of like, the Mystery Train and the Oriental Train and all these other things. Everybody has a reason to want this person gone.
Right.
Some secret. I mean,
Everybody's a suspect.
Especially with a priest, where you confess all of your craziest sins, right?
Mm-hmm.
They know way too much. And maybe one day, just out of guilt or whatever, you said something to the priest and you decided later on, probably shouldn't have done that. And I got to keep him from talking. Not that they were going to anyway, but you never know. Who knows what priests say behind the scenes? Actually, we get a little glimpse of that with the guy who sends him, one of the older priests who sends him. He got a lot of things to say about people in the background, which I thought was hilarious. Miss Victoria, go.
I think of the three movies, the first one is my favorite. But what I like about this one is that it's not formulaic. So there have been three now, and they've all been very different from each other. And this one used a very different plot device to give us the backstory.
Oh, yeah. The writing.
Yeah. And so the beginning of the movie is almost entirely focused on Father Judd, because he is narrating the story and showing us from the time before he came to the parish, how it is that he was sent to the parish, and then the amount of time that he spent at the parish before the Monsignor dies.
By writing a letter.
And reading it essentially to us, the audience.
Yes.
And so I was a little bit confused at first, like, why?
And then we find out.
Yeah.
He is writing the letter in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Because the detective guy says to him, I want you to write this all down as if it's a letter, and don't skip anything. And so we go back to the beginning in the middle of the movie. All right. What are you rating Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, rated PG-13 on Netflix? Go.
I love murder mysteries like this, and I'm going to give it a 4.5. I think I gave the first one a 5.
Okay. I did like the twist. I do like the characters. I feel like we could have learned a little bit more about each of the characters, but there was a good little twist. The one that I thought was there was kind of close, but I had the wrong person. And then there's a gruesome scene with acid, and that was really creepy. So I was not expecting that at all. I will join you with a 4.5, a 4.5. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, rated PG-13 on Netflix. What kinds of things are you watching? I don't know that this is a holiday movie, but it was fun. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Urns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Urns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvurns.com.
Our research team has found a perfect solution to solve any man's ED problem, erectile dysfunction. Even the word is a bummer. And those pharmacy pills are expensive, but when you call our special toll-free number, you can always buy 40 to 50 pills for around $2 each. At your pharmacy, you could spend up to $65 for just one pill. Our price is around $2, and our formula works virtually the same as the expensive pills. We even deliver them to your door in a confidential package so you don't have to go anywhere. Just pick up the phone and order 40 to 50 highly effective ED pills for around $2 each. It's a no-brainer. You'll save hundreds of dollars, and you'll have our 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call now to order 40 to 50 ED pills with no prescription for around $2 each.
Call Steelman now at 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go! Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day. And it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The Native community is big for me. Makes me feel good to pass on our Arapaho traditions. My kids love going up to the Sundance. I like to tell people the Sundance is about family. It's about the tribe. It's not just about the dancer. It's kind of like life. As a Sundancer, I'm just one spoke in the wheel. I need my family there. I need my role models. I need my people there, especially my children. You know, coming in that door, my family is ready to see me and they believe in me. Before, I'd never seen that from my people. But now when I walk in that door and I see those smiling faces and they're happy to see me, that's special. With my 4 kids, all I ask for them in Arapaho ways is health and happiness. Nothing more, nothing less.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Online tonight.
Hey, bookmark this.
All right, this hour's Bookmark This, where we give you a website that we hope you find fun, educational, or at least entertaining, is DisneyStore.com/Toy Drive. And Disney did not do us any favors here. The URL has a capital T and a capital D, which means you got to type it in just right. You don't. What's weird is, I don't know if you know this, but anything after the slash is case sensitive, depending on the website. Most websites, case sensitive. Whatever is after the HTTPS://, that's usually not case sensitive. So if you ever look at any of our URLs, they're always all lowercase. But DisneyStore.com/Toy Drive. Disney is making it easier to participate in the Toys for Tots Toy Drive this year. Order a selection of Disney branded, see, they want you to buy Disney toys through the website, and they will send it directly to Toys for Tots. That's a pretty cool convenience, because then you can just kind of do it online. You don't have to go to the store, find a bin. So there's a lot of cool stuff there, especially if you want to give a Disney princess or maybe something from The Mandalorian. They got Mandalorian and Cars toy sets or play sets. And, of course, you've got Disney plush characters like Winnie the Pooh. Who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? And what kid wouldn't want a nice nighttime friend? So that is DisneyStore.com/Toy Drive with a capital T and a capital D. At least that's how it's written. I will put the link, of course, in the show notes. Look for episode number 2093. And that is this hour's Bookmark This, brought to you by my new t-shirt line from Swag to the Max. I've teamed up with swagtothemax.com to introduce my new line of pirate-themed merchandise. We're starting with t-shirts. We've got mugs and hats and tote bags and things coming. I've got 3 shirts up already and more to come. All you have to do is go to our store, onlinetonight.com/store, and it'll take you to the right place, and you'll see the 3 shirts that are currently available right at the top. So I hope that you'll take a moment to check that out. I greatly appreciate it.
Online Tonight.
No boy or Girl Scouts were harmed in the production of this show. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
I always wondered why that was a concern, because we don't usually have boys or Girl Scouts even in the studio or nearby here. I have to go like a mile and a half to get cookies. Do they still sell calendars? I always wondered about that. My dad was obsessed with Girl Scout calendars every year. He would, about this time of year, he would transfer all the birthdays over from one year to the next year. Do you have a relative that does weird stuff like that? 90% of my stuff is digital now. I don't have a paper calendar that hangs from the wall. Miss Victoria, did your parents or did you do this kind of thing where you transferred all the birthdays over from a printed to a non-printed, or a printed to a new one?
I don't recall doing that growing up, although I know that my mom does it now.
Even now, with a physical printed calendar.
She has a physical calendar. She writes everything on it, and she even has a little small version in her purse.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
But that's for scheduling doctor's appointments and stuff, so she knows.
Oh, not the birthdays.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, we were just talking about Disney Store. I thought I would tell you that Disneyland, which is on the West Coast, it's actually in California, I think in Anaheim. Disneyland released its full 2026 calendar, including annual festivals, seasonal events, and they announced that Bluey, if you have a young child who is obsessed with Bluey, I know a couple, Bluey will now be an in-park meet and greet starting in March. Middle of March, near the end of March, March 22nd to be exact, of 2026. California residents can now purchase the 3-day Park Hopper tickets for only $250. It's usable between January 1st and May 21st. Ooh, that's a little bit longer than last time. That's 50% off. That's usually a $500 ticket. It's $535 usually. Single-day tickets are tiered. They range from $175 to $315, depending on what day. Each day has a color, and depending on the color, depends on how much the tickets are. California resident tickets can be used on any day within the date range and do not require consecutive use. Unlike, say, annual passes, where weekends are blocked off or some weekdays are blocked off, you do have to prove that you are a California resident before you use the first ticket. A second deal is available. It's called Kids Summer Ticket Offer. That's January 21st, 2026 through, it starts on the 21st. I don't know how long it goes to. Oh, wait, okay. You can buy them in January, at the end of January, and then you must use them between May 22nd and September 7th. I believe that includes Memorial Day. $50 one-day park hopper tickets for ages 3 to 9. Do you remember in the old days when kids under 5 or whatever got in free? Man.
It's under 3 now.
I know. It's under 3 now. That's what I'm saying. You got to pay $50 to get a 8-year-old into the Disneyland. And it used to be free. Well, one of the reasons why it used to be free is it used to cost 25 cents to get in the door, and then you had to buy a ticket book or individual tickets to get on certain rides. Things have changed. Disneyland's annual events return in 2026, including the Lunar New Year, Disneyland California Adventure Food and Wine Festival, Halloween time, and the holiday season starting November 18th. They have a bunch of other cool nights like the Valentine's Day night and the Disney Channel night and Star Wars night. They got a lot of things going on, so if you are a Disneyland fan, you might want to check it out. More Disney news, though this is more in my wheelhouse because I'm obsessed with movies, above the line and below the line costs and how they're produced and how they make money and stuff like that. Zootopia 2 is now the highest grossing Hollywood movie of 2025 with a worldwide total of $1.13 billion after only 20 days. It surprised Disney. It has surpassed Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch, which made $1.03 billion. So it made $100 million more. China animated, and I'm probably going to mess it up, so I'm just going to spell it for you. ZHA2 is still the top-grossing film globally with almost $2 billion. Zootopia 2 reached the $1 billion mark in only 17 days, making it the fastest for any PG film. It is the 7th biggest animated film ever, surpassing the original Zootopia and Moana 2. So there you go. Some good news finally from Disney movies. They haven't been doing very well lately. Don't forget, if you missed any portion of the show, you can head over to onlinetonight.com. Look for episode number 2093. While you're there, you can see the show notes. I have the bookmark this. I have the link right there. You can click on it. I have the Geek Speak, all the notes. You can listen to the audio right there from the webpage. You can subscribe to the podcast. There's a link to the video archive. So if you want to be a visual audience member, you can check that out. It takes you right over to YouTube. And please check out our store, onlinetonight.com/store.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
"30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
"1 minute past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
1 minute, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Two minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Three minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Four minutes, 30 seconds past the hour.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes past the hour. 60 seconds to live.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.
Five minutes, 30 seconds past the hour. 30 seconds to live.
This is Online Tonight.
Online Tonight is live and on the air at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546.
Online Tonight.
I like the way this man thinks.
From the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
All right, welcome to Online Tonight on this Sunday. Only 11 days left to Christmas, and apparently it's the first of 8 crazy nights. And yes, that is an Adam Sandler reference. I believe Hanukkah starts today or tonight. I'm not sure. It's not my holiday, but regardless, I want to wish you a very pleasant and happy holiday season. We're definitely in the middle of it now. This is hour 2, by the way, of episode number 2093. I am Max Smart, and we talk about tech, pop culture, and pretty much whatever else just randomly pops into my head. Coming up this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak. We've got the Bookmark This, what's new in all the latest versions of the Apple operating systems, an Apple exclusive game, and our review of Jingle Bell Heist. We wanted to give Olivia a little bit of love. Right? Olivia?
That's correct.
Okay. More importantly, I am here to answer your tech questions. I want you to think of me as your free tech support. You could call just about anything. It's almost impossible to debug printer issues, but we can talk about 3D printers. We can talk about your computer. We can talk about maybe you need a permission slip to get a brand new one. And should you get a rebuild versus a new one, save some money, and still have basically the same performance? I've been doing a lot of that lately for a project that I'm working on. So there's really no dumb questions. And sometimes your question will help a shy audience member also make sense out of what it is that they want to do. Oh, I didn't even notice that was red today for our visual learners. I think last week it was blue or green. Give me a call. That's the best way to get into the show. We have this thing called the Broadcast Bionics Caller One system. All you have to do is use our toll-free telephone number at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. It's the toll-free telephone number. And I like this method the best. It only works while we're live, by the way. I like it the best because I always have follow-up questions. You can be my eyes and ears. We can kind of debug this together. If you send me a text or leave me a voicemail or send me an email, I have to make a lot of assumptions, and they might not be right. If during the process I'm making an assumption, you can say, hey, wait a minute. This is what I meant to say, or this is how it actually is, and then we can get on the right path. So that's the best way. Victoria's taking your calls, going through your texts and your emails. If you're not listening live and you want to send me your questions or comments the other ways, maybe you're listening to the podcast, or maybe you're watching the YouTube live archive, you can drop me an email, show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. And we have a text voicemail number, 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving a voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness. That number again, 951-395-1017. This portion of the show is powered by Anchor. They've been a pioneer in charging for over 10 years. Want to charge your devices quickly and efficiently? Anchor has all kinds of fast chargers, including their Prime and Nano lines, as well as their MagGo. MagGo is their wireless, ultra fast. It's fast, magnetic wireless chargers. You can check out all Anchor products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/anchor. That's onlinetonight.com/ANKER. It's also brought to you by my new line of T-shirts, pirate-themed T-shirts and merchandise, mugs, hats, tote bags. Hope you'll check them out. Go to onlinetonight.com/store, where the first 3 are available. I've partnered with Swag to the Max. They do a custom short-run or on-demand T-shirt production. And if that's something that interests you as well, you can drop me a note here, and I'll put you in contact with the people over there, max@onlinetonight.com or show@onlinetonight.com. Let's jump into a little bit of Apple news. We have been talking about, when is 26.2 going to come out? Well, guess what? It's out. It's here. What makes it awesome? Let's talk about iOS first, and then we'll jump into a little bit of the Tahoe, Macintosh Tahoe operating system. That's for your MacBooks and your Mac Minis, your Mac Studios, those types of things. So iOS 26.2 is the second main update since 26 came out in September. It's compatible with the iPhone 11 series and later, as well as the second generation iPhone SE. The update is available over the air, as they say, via settings. You go to General and you go to Software Update, and it's right there. Some of the key features are alarms for reminders with snooze and live activity support. I'm not really sure what that means yet. I haven't dove into that section. The lock screen customization now has this ability to adjust the time, opacity. Some people were saying, wow, this glass feature, I can't see the numbers. So now you can adjust that. Enhanced safety alerts for when there's floods or natural disasters or other emergencies here in the U.S. It has guidance links and maps. Somehow it updates maps. Say a road gets flooded out or something, it's not going to take you down that bad road, hopefully. It's got an updated AirDrop feature where you can now have these verification codes so you can share things with people who are not in your contact list. Live translation for AirPods if you're in the European Union. We have some international listeners through the podcast or the Armed Services Network. Well, I'm not on Armed Services right now, but we did. Support for alternative app stores and other voice assistants in Japan, as an example. There's some Apple Music updates. Your favorite song playlist is now in top picks, so they moved it. If you are a fan of lyrics, you can download a bunch of lyrics of your favorite songs. Then when you're in airplane mode on an airplane, you can still sing along, hopefully just in your head, not drive the people next to you crazy on the bus or the train or the airplane. But you'll have those lyrics right there for you in offline mode. Podcasts, those are now automatically generating chapters for easy navigation. Links to mentioned podcasts from a player or a transcript. Games, you can filter by category, size in the games library. Real-time in-game challenge score banners. Improved connected controller support. This is for like the Razer or the Backbone. Additional enhancements, Apple News. Multi-pack accessory pairing for in the home app, flash alerts for accessibility settings, freeform tablet support for text, image, documents, drawing, and fixes for pre-release Apple Music albums. And they're changed some of the privacy and setting things that were kind of mislabeled, and they've fixed that. Now, just quickly onto Tahoe. The key feature in Tahoe is this thing called Edge Light. It's like having a ring light without having to buy a ring light. It uses the edges of your MacBook or whatever display, or an iMac, or your attached monitor to your Mac Studio or your Mac Mini. And what it does is it allows you to have a brightness rectangle around the edges to help light your face during a Zoom or a FaceTime or a live room session or whatever. And you can even tweak the color. So it's not just bright white. You can add a little bit of rose to it, or
I might update just for that.
Or things like that. Yeah, it's pretty. That's kind of neat. And you can turn it on automatically in low light situations. So especially if you're using a MacBook or an iMac that has an integrated camera, it can check to say, oh, the light's a little bit low. You would have a better look if you had the Edge Light, and it'll pop that on there. We already mentioned the podcast enhancements, the game enhancements, the AirDrop verification codes. I think that's really good. The favorite songs list is now in the top picks in your Apple Music because these things share a lot of apps, right? So the iOS and the macOS version, they're pretty tight now. So they are going to get the same benefits in most of the other apps. But the unique thing for Tahoe is this Edge Light thing. It looks really interesting. I'm curious to see how people are going to use it. We do a lot of video conference calls, and one of the things that Victoria and I do, we don't really make fun of people. We just like to point things out. We'll say, hey, did you notice that Robin, she had a ring light? Because you see this big circle in her eye. Are you using those? It's fine. Online tonight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. Sumerian Collection.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. That's 800-908-3082.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Online tonight.
Geek Speak. Geek Speak.
All right, this hour's Geek Speak is Shell Script. We'll get back to that in just a minute. I'm actually going to give you a little bit of behind the scenes on how radio shows are produced, podcasts are produced, TV shows are produced. I like to just have an outline, but for legal copy, you have to read it as is because, like, usually a lawyer has checked it out. So I'm going to read this one as is, just so that you can see how much fun it is sometimes. This Geek Speak is, if you've been waiting to pull the trigger on a new outdoor light set for the holidays, I've got good news for you. Govee's Permanent Outdoor Lights Pro Set, featuring a 200-foot strand of year-round lights, is available at an incredible discount until December 15th. That's tomorrow. They've also got... Oh, I added that. Okay. They've also got string lights, strip lights, floodlights, and projectors. Everything you could possibly need to make your home festive, indoors and out. Learn more about Govee's products at onlinetonight.com/Govee. And there's a little direction here. onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. So I read it as is. Sometimes that's fun. Sometimes I mess it up. But I think I got it this time. All right, now shell script. Let's talk about that. This is kind of like the Mac version of a batch file. It's actually a computer program that's designed to run on a Unix shell. So this would be through terminal on a Mac as an example, or on a Linux machine, it would just be from the command line. And it uses the command line interpreter, and it does them in series just like the other. The various dialects of shell scripts are considered to be command languages. A lot of different ones. Perl, Bash. There's tons on Unix machines. So just like a batch file on Windows, the typical operations performed by shell scripts include file manipulation, program execution, and the printing of text on your screen in the terminal part. Note, do not run unfamiliar or unknown scripts on your computer. Some scripting languages can access and modify local files and potentially damage the contents of your computer and introduce malware. I remember I used to work at tech support, and somebody was messing around learning how to write a script, and they completely erased their entire machine by accidentally running the wrong command. It doesn't always check. Well, it depends on how you execute it, depending on what permissions you have. But if you're a sudo or a root user and you run the wrong command, you could literally erase your entire hard drive. So be careful. That is this hour's Geek Speak. Shell script. Shell script.
Online Tonight.
All right, the phone lines are open. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE. And don't forget, you can follow me on X and Instagram. I use the same account name on both platforms, at Max Smart Radio, at Max Smart Radio. It's all one word. No spaces, no dashes, no hyphens. Miss Victoria?
We have a listener question. This one came in a text from Bridget in Bridgeport. I don't know if that's Connecticut or where that might be.
Okay.
Where do you stand on automatic updates? I thought I had turned them off, but I just updated my iPhone to 26.2, and now it seems they've been turned on. Should I leave it on, or is it better to update manually?
First, let me applaud you, Bridget. How did you know it was turned on? You went into your settings and you looked after an update. You did something most people don't do. And I applaud you for doing that, because that's exactly what I do. I am paranoid when it comes to updates. I've always told you I do not update right away. I always wait for the .1 or the .2 release. So when 26.1 came out, I updated. I did not update to 26.1. I actually grabbed, I believe, 18.7.3 that day, and I skipped 26 until I had time to talk to friends, look at the websites and the articles that I'm interested in that discuss it, and figure out what my potential disappointment would be, or what I might lose out on. I have had many a software update where I had something working perfectly, and they changed it so that it didn't work quite as well, or they completely removed it. And that has always troubled me. I actually have an old Macintosh that runs specifically for this one piece of software that I have, because that one piece of software will not work on the newer operating systems. And so sometimes you just have to treat your machine as an appliance and leave it for that. A lot of the robots and factories and things like that have this problem. So it's nice that you looked. On Windows, I turn off all of those things and I get notifications so that I can check it. And anytime that an update runs, I go back and see if it changed my settings. So me personally, I can only speak for myself. I will manually do an update, and then I will check to see if that update has changed my software update settings. Because I don't want to be surprised. I do not want to be surprised that an update occurred and it has messed things up for me. Because that's just how I roll. Bridget, I don't know if that helps you or doesn't help you, but there have been reports that 26.2 will automatically enable software updates for some users during installation. So my advice always is to go in after an update and then go see what's happened. Usually it'll say something like only download automatically, and that will then prompt you for, do you want to install this update, as opposed to just doing it all the way by itself when it's idle. Automatic updates won't trigger if you've already got them on, and it doesn't appear that you've turned them off. I don't know. That seems confusing. This is from an Apple statement. It's confusing. If I have updates on, do I have updates on for like just automatic, or do I have notify me, or is it off? Double check. After an update, just double check. And if you want to check it, you go to Settings, General, Software Update, Automatic Updates. You can toggle that on or off. On a Macintosh, as an example, let me just pull that up real quick because I believe you have an additional option. You go to General, Software Updates, and I have Automatic Updates, Beta Updates, and Security Updates. And I can choose which of those three I would like to have on or off. And I just got prompted that 26.2 is now available. So that's very nice, because see, I haven't even looked. I didn't even check. So hopefully that answers your question, Bridget. And if not, drop me a note. If you'd like to send me a note like Bridget did, I believe it was a text. The text number is 951-395-1017. Again, 951-395-1017. Email show@onlinetonight.com, SHOW@onlinetonight.com. And if you want to get me in person while we're live, the best way is our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE. That's 1-800-396-6546. Some people like to use the email or the text because they're shy. Or you might be listening to the podcast or the archive on the website, or maybe you're watching the live version on YouTube, or the archive version. By the way, did you know you can watch the visual audience version of the show by going to youtube.com/@onlinetonightTV, and if you put /live, you'll get us when we're live. If not, it'll take you to the archives. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Earns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Earns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvorns.com.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no, 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 no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
We're on the air live tonight. 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546 is the number.
Online tonight.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
All right, let's jump right in. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Max Smart. The name of the show is Online Tonight. And you can use the Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. Think of me as your free tech support. I'm happy to help you as best as I can. You can also reach me via email or our text voicemail number. The email address is show@onlinetonight.com, and the text voicemail number is 951-395-1017. Just very quickly, the text voicemail number and the email, they work 24/7. The toll-free telephone number only works while we're live. This portion of the show is brought to you by my new line of pirate T-shirts and merchandise. I've teamed up with swagtothemax.com. And you can find my 3 new shirts are available by visiting this website, onlinetonight.com/store, onlinetonight.com/store. Now let's jump into our movie review.
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I am Max.
And I'm Victoria.
Thank you for joining me, Miss Victoria. Greatly appreciate it. This is a holiday movie. It's available on Netflix. 2 Netflix movies in one show, but that's okay. That just happened to be where we were in the streaming world this particular week. It's called Jingle Bell Heist. And here we go. We're taking something that I like. 2 things that I like. I like Christmas, and I like heist movies. And Olivia has always been nice to us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to support her in this endeavor of hers. And it is interesting to see. I mean, when Jennifer first started in radio, she was 6, did red carpets, interviewing red carpet celebrities at the age of 8, and seeing all of these people grow up and becoming young adults is always interesting. Sometimes it's jarring, especially when certain language or events occur. But this is rated TV-14, and so it's not pushing the boundaries like Zendaya on Euphoria. That was kind of shocking because we met her when she was like 12 or whatever, So to see somebody become adult and do adult things, sometimes you're like, oh, what's happening? Jingle Bell Heist, TV-14, Netflix. Who's in it?
Well, you mentioned Olivia Holt.
I didn't mention her last name, but thank you.
Okay.
I forgot that part.
She is the main character named Sophia, who works at a department store in
London. But she's from America.
Right. She's from Philly, I guess. She works at the Sterling department store. And the other main character is Nick, and he is played by Connor Swindells. He's British. I'm not familiar with his work. And a couple of the other players here are Peter Serafinowicz, who plays Maxwell Sterling. He's the owner of the department store.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen him in other things. Most notably, he was in Spy with Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yep. And
apparently,
then,
just FYI, if you'd like to know, I like to look things up.
Okay.
So Connor is known for the Barbie movie, The Vanishing, Adult Education, the 3-letter word that starts with an S. He's been in a few things that we've seen. So that's pretty fun. I don't remember him from the Barbie movie, but doesn't mean he wasn't in it.
Was he a Ken?
He might have been. And then The Vanishing. Did we see The Vanishing? That was from 2018. But go on.
I don't know. Lucy Punch is also here. She plays Cynthia Sterling, the wife of Maxwell Sterling. And we know her most recently from a series of unfortunate events, the version that Neil Patrick Harris did.
Mm-hmm. She's been in a lot of things lately, has she not?
I don't know.
I feel like she's popped up in a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Maybe not. You're doing great. Go on.
Okay. Do you want to tell us the premise?
I can.
Okay.
Sure. There's a heist. All right. So Nick's character is newly out of jail because apparently he put in the security system at the Sterling department store, and the owner of the Sterling department store is maybe not the nicest person, but he's very wealthy. And Nick apparently stole 1 million, so that's American money, 1 million euros, I'm going to guess, but I don't think they called it euros in the movie. Stole $1 million from the department store in cash and jewelry. And so he's now out of jail, and he's trying to figure out how to exact his revenge on Mr. Sterling. And you're thinking, well, why would you break into the same place twice? Maybe it's a pride thing. Like, this time I won't get caught. But you've already been caught. And you're the one who put the security system in. So you're thinking this is very flawed. There's something wrong with this person. Why would you go to the same bank twice and do the same thing and risk more jail time? Especially when you have a wife and kid, a young daughter, who want you to do the right thing. Go straight, as they say in the thieving world. And then he meets Sophie, whose mom is in an English hospital with incurable cancer. They want her to try this experimental procedure, which costs money. One of the reasons they came back to London, her mother is from London and has a very strong, English accent, even though they moved to Philly, where they lived, and now they're back in London to give health care, right? Because the health care there, socialist, is fairly cheap. At a certain point, the free medical stops and says, you got to go to a specialist. Specialists cost money. So now she's trying to figure out how can she help Nick steal a bunch of stuff or money from Sterling so that she can help her mother. Nick has his own motivation, and Sophie has her own motivation. And then, like every heist, who are you going to bring in? Who's going to help you? What is the kind of the method? So, pretty basic kind of heist movie, but it was still very interesting with some very surprising twists.
Yes.
Victoria.
And one thing about this heist, we're used to the heist movies where everything is very planned out, very detailed, and they kind of take you through the steps. And usually in a heist movie, one thing will change, like one of the people will drop out, or one of the sources won't be available, and they have to. This one, I feel like, kept falling apart. Like the actual heist changed over and over again because so many details kept changing.
Well, that's what was interesting about this, is they didn't have like that rogue person who joins the group at the last minute. This was really kind of a two-person thing. They kept the group really tight, and then they would try something like to figure out, okay, what kind of safe is it so that we know what to break into? And then, that they couldn't get the answer, right? So they had all this prep time. They showed you some of the prep time. Like, we're going to hack into this and we're going to do that. And then, oh, no, this is a physical kind of thing. Well, now we got to figure out what is it? And they kind of hit a dead end. And then they were basically throwing up their hands like, I don't think we can do this. Right. But the motivation was still there. And they kind of looked at things a little bit differently. And then they kind of turned the thing around and said, well, let's think about it in a different way. So there were a lot of give ups. I have a relative that's like that sometimes, where something will break and they'll just kind of give up, and we'll rest for a little bit, and then we'll go back and we'll look at it again, maybe from a slightly different angle. And then eventually we get the answer that we need to move forward. And I think that's kind of what they did here is cool.
Yeah, it showed that they were flexible, but also there was kind of this romance element that, started to happen. And so I think they felt this connection growing, and so they couldn't really give up. Even if the heist hadn't happened, they wanted to
spend time together. Yeah. We're talking about Jingle Bell Heist, rated TV 14 on Netflix. Miss Victoria, final words and ratings.
I rated a 4, and I really liked the big twist.
I think that was probably the most unexpected part of a heist movie that I've ever seen, and that is what definitely drove me to a good solid 4, maybe 4.25 on Jingle Bell Heist, rated TV 14 on Netflix, starring Olivia Holt and others. What other holiday movies are you watching, and do you consider Home Alone to be a heist movie? Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines, always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
So what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I never realized that I'd be taking care of a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old on my own. I think men can be a little stubborn sometimes where pride gets in the way and they may want the help, they may not know how to ask. With my traditions, with the family support in line, and just with my mind frame, I was able to turn a negative into a positive. I knew I needed more tools in my toolbox to take care of these little girls that had just lost their mother. It's time for me to be that father that I knew I could be. I think just being that good role model as well, that models good behavior in front of them, going to work every day, coming home and being able to put on that smile. The biggest reward about being a dad is sitting back and watching your kids be happy.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
this.
All right, this hour's Bookmark This. I love giving you a website that you will find fun, educational, or at least entertaining. This one entertains others in most cases. So I wanted to share with you this website. It is healthychildnetwork.org. They're a nonprofit. The mission of the Healthy Child and Adolescent Network is to empower at-risk children and teens by providing bicycles and life skills training. And that helps them grow into healthy, confident contributors into our community. Over 33 years, their bicycle giveaway has provided more than 60,000 bicycles to children in need. Now, the program accepts donations. They'll take your money, obviously, but you can also donate new and used bicycles, bicycle parts, helmets. I recommend a new helmet, not one that you have crashed into. I don't know if you know this, but if you have fallen on your bicycle helmet, let's say you're one of those mountain bikers, or maybe you're on the streets and you have a little bit of tumble, or maybe you're on one of those electric scooter things and you have a little tumble, and the helmet hits the ground, you're supposed to replace it. So don't give them used helmets. Give them a nice new helmet. And then what happens is the volunteers at this organization, they will repair the bicycles and prepare them for families that normally couldn't have a bicycle. Maybe they have a little hardship or something else going on. So that is this hour's Bookmark This, healthychildnetwork.org, healthychildnetwork.org. That is this hour's Bookmark This. I will put it on the website. Look for hour 2 of episode number 2093. This portion of the show is brought to you by Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, now streaming only on Paramount Plus. And you'll find fun holiday shows for your younger family members, like a Paw Patrol Christmas. And that is part of the Paramount Plus Possum Collection. Not possum, like that thing we have on the fence every other night, but Paw, P-A-W. You know, they're trying to be clever there, and it's fun, especially if you have kids that are interested in Paw Patrol. They get it. They'll get it. You can find all the Paramount Plus shows and offers and all the other things that they've got going on by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/stream. That's onlinetonight.com/stream.
Online Tonight.
Feverishly trying to find the microphone mute button before we sneeze. This is Online Tonight. Now, here's Max.
All right, you still got a couple minutes to call our toll-free telephone number and get some free live tech support. 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. While you get to the phone and start to dial, let me share with you a little bit more Apple news. This one has to do with gifts when you buy something. Apple is now offering up to 3 months free of Apple Arcade with the purchase and redemption of an Apple gift card in the United States. Eligible purchases must be made before January 6th of 2026 and redeemed by January 13th of 2026. The offer applies to new subscribers, and you get 3 months free. And qualified returning subscribers will get 2 months free. So that's wonderful. I used to be a subscriber for almost like a year, and then I stopped, and then I got this offer, and I tried to renew it, and they said, "Oh, we're sorry. You're a previous subscriber. There's nothing for you." But now there's something for me, 2 months more, which is great, because then I'll probably get hooked again on the games, and then I'll probably sign up for the monthly. If you are paying, that puts you in the current subscriber thing. There's no bonuses for you. You can't extend your purchase. You can't. You would have to cancel, wait a month, and then try to redeem it. But I don't think you got time. You got to do this by the 13th of January. We're already halfway through December. I don't think it's going to work. So if you're a current subscriber, it's not going to work. By the way, there's no minimum on the gift card amount. You can get a $25 Apple retail or online store gift card and you would get this bonus, 3 months if you're new, 2 months if you're a previous. Again, nothing if you're current. What can you do with the card, right? You can buy music, videos. You can apply it to a purchase of a HomePod or AirPods or cables, anything at the Apple Store, as well as the Apple Music Store or Apple TV. Maybe you want to buy something digitally like a movie like Jurassic World Rebirth or whatever that thing's called for $19. You could do that with a $25 card, have $6 left over, and then get 3 months, if you're a new subscriber, 3 months of Apple Arcade. Only one trial per Apple account. Okay, they're giving you a hint there. I'm not going to tell you what you can do to make that. Apple Arcade now has over 200 games with no ads or in-app purchases, and it supports up to 6 family members per subscription. What do you have to look forward to in 2026? 4 new games are going to be added in January on the 8th. True Skate Plus, which is a skateboarding simulation. It's pretty cool. Realistic physics, some cool tricks. Cozy Caravan, which is a kid-friendly single-player game navigating a caravan and helping communities. Caravan to me is a British word for RV. So I don't really know what this caravan looks like. Maybe this is a UK game. I'm not sure. If it was an American game, like if it came out of Oklahoma or Alabama or California or Florida or, a regular American state, they probably would have called it RV, but they didn't. Sango Mini Jinja's Garden. I completely butchered that. I apologize. Kid-friendly garden simulation where you can plant and harvest and kind of explore the open world. Potion Punch 2 Plus, potion mixing game for those who like to do that. Apple Arcade provides access to hundreds of ad-free in-app purchase-free games, as I mentioned, across the iPhone, the iPad, your Macintosh, Apple TV, and some games are 3D, and you can even play them on your Apple Vision Pro. The subscription is normally $7 a month in the U.S., and but if you're one of those Apple One bundle subscribers for, what is that, $40? Apple Arcade's included. The games are accessible through the App Store and the Apple Games app. So just thought I would tell you about that. Also, a Bluey game's coming exclusively to Apple. That's very exciting, especially for the younger kids. It's called Bluey's Quest for the Gold Pen, and that's on iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Don't forget, if you missed any portion of the show, look over the show notes. Go to episode number 2093, hour 2. Check out our store, onlinetonight.com/store.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight.